classes took a little break last month. We have exciting things to talk about. My name is Jennifer. I handle the marketing here at ImpressArt, and I'm here with my lovely coworker, Joanne.
Joanne, I'm the digital marketing specialist.
Joanne will be taking my spot shortly when I go out on maternity leave, so we're just training her at the moment. And we're here with our lovely design director, Rita Panula, who will be teaching the class and teaching you the basics of hand stamping. And this class, we're going to talk about how to start like a hand stamp collection using some beads that you can find at Michael's or in your jewelry box. If you have any questions, feel free to chat them in the chat box below. And while we wait for more people to join, and when Rita introduces herself, please let us know where you're stamping from, because we'd love to hear stories of people meeting up at local Michael's once they realize they have a friend that's like a couple miles away. So I'm going to hand it over to Rita so she can introduce herself and introduce the project, and then she'll throw it back to me while she sets up, and we'll get started.
Hi guys, welcome. Thank you, Jen, for that introduction. It was lovely. My name is Rita Panula. I'm design director for ImpressArt, and I am obviously coming to you from my home studio still. So welcome. Today we're going to be talking design, how you can incorporate hand stamped items into pieces that maybe have been on the bottom of your jewelry box and sleeping for a couple of years, or maybe it was that beaded bracelet that you were in Nantucket and you had to have it and you wanted to just stamp something special to put on there. I'm going to show you how you could do that today. Or if you shop the aisles of Michael's like I do, and have a menagerie of beads, how you can string them and incorporate your stamped pieces in them. We're also going to talk about making a collection, doing something that you could wear throughout the summer and into the fall, or even just by changing the tones of your metal per season, really give a piece of jewelry a completely different look. So I have a couple of items that I already have stamped to show you guys, and to just show you some of Michael's beads that were from the summer collection. If you go today, I know a lot of Michael's are resetting. Mine on Long Island are halfway through the middle. So you'll see a big space for ImpressArt. You'll see a bunch of tags on there. We have a lot of new stuff coming in, so stay tuned for that. Also, you'll see that their bead section has now kind of turned over. Instead of the lush pinks and the yellows and the bright turquoises, you're going to see a lot more mixed metals, coppery, a lot of wood elements, because right now wood is very in. So, you know, feel free to mix your stamped pieces with resin. Feel free to do it with macrame knots. I mean, it is endless what you can add your pieces to. So I'm just going to walk you through some of that. Like I said, some of my beads are from the summer collection. Some beads are from the fall collection that some of the Michael's are currently putting out. We're going to go through basics from the beginning. I'm going to show you basically the tools that you're going to need to stamp successfully. And then we're going to play around a little bit. I know if you've taken these classes before, we've done a lot with the alchemy, the copper, and the brass. Today, we're going to incorporate some of the plated metals. I'm going to explain to you the difference between plated and our jeweler's grade brass, copper, aluminum, and Alchemy Blanks. All right, so I'm going to throw it back to Jen, and she's going to tell you about our amazing Facebook Lives that we have. So if you haven't got enough of the three of us here, you could join us on a certain day. So while I get this all set up, Jen, right back to you.
There we go. Hi, everyone. Yes, so today is Tuesday, and every Tuesday we do our own Facebook Live on our social media page on Facebook at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So every week, Tuesday, 12:30, you can come over and hang out with Rita. And then once a month, we will also be doing a class with Michael on Tuesdays as well. So some of the people in this class today actually got to see Rita twice. So you can hop on over and see us in the early afternoon and then come on over into the late afternoon on Michael's to watch Rita again. We do have a secret Facebook group that we have as a company. It's a great way to kind of share your ideas or ask questions to other hand stampers in the community who use ImpressArt products. So after the class, if you would like to sign up, you can click on that link that Joanne just posted. And this is our private Facebook group. We just have a couple of questions for you to fill out just so we get an idea of who is joining the group, so we can kind of gear the conversation in a certain direction, depending on what questions you ask. And then the last thing I have to say is if you have any questions during the class, feel free to chat them below. We will do our best to answer them. Rita also reads them as she stamps, so she'll be able to touch base on them as well. If for some reason we don't get to your question, feel free to reach out to us on either Facebook or Instagram, direct message, and we can answer those questions for you. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, one thing I didn't say before, but I know some people are a little shy, but if you would like to turn on your camera so we can see your lovely faces and see who we're stamping with today, that would be great. We love to see and watch people create with Rita as we do these classes. And I think that's it. So I'm going to turn it back to Rita because it looks like she's ready.
All righty.
And we're going to start stamping and start making a hand stamp collection.
Okay, so I'm just going to walk you through some of the pieces that I have previously stamped. So right here, when we talk about a collection, we talk about something that kind of goes together and blends nicely. So this would be a stack of bracelets. So right up at the top, these are the strands of Adventurine, the matte Adventurine that Michaels carries. Okay, I use the Alonga cord from Bead, also available at Michaels. At the bottom, we have a blue topaz semi-precious chip. Now these come on the strands as well. All right, so it's as simple as, even if, let's say this wasn't on here, okay, and you picked up a bracelet somewhere because you just love the colors, it's very easy to add a hand stamped piece to that bracelet that you really loved. Okay, whether it's just a little sentiment, whether it's an initial. This right here says best mom ever. Okay, this was done. This is a 1-inch copper round. Okay, this is not plated. When something is just referred to as copper on the Michaels packaging, sort of like that, okay, but it'll have copper underneath that, Alchemy. That's a jeweler's grade copper. That means that it's copper all the way through. It's a clean USA made piece of copper. Okay, there's no pleating on it, there's no flashing on it. And copper does, depending on the oils in your skin, it takes on a kind of life of its own. When I wear some copper, it turns a little bit of a bronzy copper on me. And you could see that just by the color of that. Also available at Michaels, they have buffing blocks, and I know mine is kind of really dirty, but it still works. What you would do with that is just run it over it. I'll show you the difference. I'll do half of it. All right, and you could see that it takes that oxidation right off. Do you see that part right here that I just cleaned up there? So keep in mind that when your piece is copper and it's a true copper and it's not plated, you have the option to polish it back up again, okay, and bring it back to life. All right, so that is the difference between the pleated and the premium copper blanks, okay? So moving forward, so this was another one. So this was a grouping of matte frosted glass. Okay, I believe it's check glass. Okay, also from Michaels. And you could see when we talk about a collection, they kind of go together because of the matte of the stone, of the glass stone, but they don't really match, but they complement one another. All right. And like I said, it could just be that one bracelet that you're putting that one name on it that makes it so much, you know, it makes it special. Personalization is something that really gives a lot to a piece. All right, because you might not think so much about a stretchy bracelet of just colored frosted beads, but once you put a name on there, it's completely different. All right. And they wear very well together. Like I said, they just blend nicely. And I'm not a matchy-matchy person, so I like to switch it up a little bit. So right here, these two, the Caroline and the Mom, these are stamped on our Alchemy Blanks. And the Alchemy is a very soft metal that Michaels carries. It's similar to pewter. All right, it leaves a really nice shine. It's hypoallergenic. It's not going to rust or corrode on you. Okay, but this is another one that's a jeweler's grade material. So you can polish these back up. Okay, and you're not going to see any of the copper flashing underneath. Now, this one is from the fall line of beads that are out in Michaels right now. All right, and what I did here is I just did an ID bracelet. I attached my beads with, again, using 2 jump rings and the Alunga cord from Beadalon. All right, and that is available at your Michaels. And I went with different tones. Okay, so I tried to pick a bead that would complement the brassiness in the gold tone blank. Okay, now this too is a jeweler's brass, meaning it can be polished back up. All right, so let's try to polish a little piece of that back up so you could see what I mean. And you could see that right in that center, right here, as opposed to that dull bronze look. You have that really nice shining brass. Okay, so if you're going to buy something from Michaels, definitely look at and purchase the buffing block and the sanding block. Sanding's for something different, but buffing will take the tarnish off your metals and polish up that piece, give it new life. See that center? Look how pretty that is compared to your ends. All right, oh, you might like the bronzy look. I happen to favor the bronzy look, but it really depends on your skin tone and the chemical makeup of your skin. All right. There's that. And then we have our bracelet blanks. All right. And these, all I did was stamped our bracelets and hung some beads off the end. I used the sanding block to give it a little bit of a matte texture because I love matte in the wintertime. All right. And I believe this was French for made by hand or something. Mom life, probably. Right, Jen? I'm not really sure. Jen translated this for us. And then the hashtag mom life. But this is great to even, guys, hang a birthstone off the end of it. All right, so you would stamp your bracelet, give it a curve, and use your screw down hole punch to pierce the ends. So this is more of a collection. I mean, you could wear these together. You can separate them. I happen to like things bunched up. The more arm candy, the better, as I like to put it.
That's my motto.
That's it. Although I'm not wearing any today. All right, so this is another bracelet, another necklace. Okay, and it is using the Aurora Borealis, the AB finish from Michaels in 2 sizes. These are faceted rondelles with smaller rondelles on the bottom. I used a ball head pin to make these clusters. And when we talk about plated, okay, this is what we're talking about. So if you could see that these are plated, they have a really nice luster to them. Okay, but the only thing about these guys is that because they're plated, you can't shine them up. Okay, and you can't sand them. Because what's going to happen is you'll sand the plating off of it, and then it'll expose your copper flashing. And then underneath that, you'll expose the brass. All right. So if you're looking for more finished look, you could definitely go with our finished blanks. These really elevate your design. If you like something that's a little bit more rustic, that you'd have to polish up, you could definitely go with our premium blanks that I showed you before. But this is one of them. All right. I'll take that out. So this is what the packaging looks like. You'll see they're artisan. Okay, so when you see that artisan on the side of your packaging at the top, you're going to know that these are plated blanks. And you could also read down here, rose gold plated pewter. Oh, I'm sorry, pewter inside, not brass. My mistake. All right, and these are available at your Michaels. They also come in a pewter. All right, this is the artisan. Same thing. Alchemy. So what's the difference between alchemy and artisan? Our artisan pewter, okay, is just a thicker gauge than our alchemy, and they have a very organic feel. So the difference between, when I tell you that pewter and alchemy is very similar, the difference between the alchemy and the pewter blanks is that these are poured, so they have a different feel to them. They are very rounded on the side, they're cast. These alchemy blanks that are very similar to pewter, they have the same chemical makeup. These are blanked out. So you get more of a regular round shape. Your artisan pewter have more of an organic feel to them. Then I'll just share some blanks that I had stamped, and then we'll get stamping. All right, so here's another one. This is our all in French. Thanks for Jen for translating everything, because I don't speak French. I think I remember. Jen, did you take French in school?
I did not.
I did. I think the only thing I remember from the French lessons I had was Je m'appelle Rita. And I think that's my name is Rita.
I know chapeau, and that's like cat and hat. I know that.
Oh, okay. So I'm not going to butcher the beautiful language, and I'm not going to read these because.
Yeah, those are mom, and I think that one's mama bear, but it's not, it's our term for mama bear, but they don't use that term.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you could see how nice these fonts stamped out on these. Again, these right here on my hand are the premium blanks from ImpressArt. Right down here is the plated. All right. And again, here are Alchemy blanks. So let's talk tools before we get into stamping fun. So when you're stamping, because it's a beginner class, I just want to go through this really quick. Okay. You always want to make sure that you have a seal block. You're not going to stamp on your glass table. You're not going to stamp on a piece of wood. You're not going to stamp on marble or granite. You're going to need a piece of steel. Okay. Which is also available at Michaels. They're available in the kits. They're available just on the hang tags. This right here is a 4x4 block. You can get a kit from ImpressArt at Michaels with the 2x2 block or the larger block. So it's personal preference. Both blocks work just the same. What I have underneath this block is just to deaden the noise because, we're in the middle of summer here still in New York, but my daughter still takes some classes virtually. So I just don't want to be so noisy. So that's what that pad does. That pad is just to deaden the blow noise of the hammer hitting the stamp and the stamp hitting the metal and the metal hitting the block. Okay. You're also going to need two very important things is your steel block, like I just said, and your ergo angle hammer. Okay. And the reason why we push a brass head hammer is because it will absorb the shock of hitting your steel stamps. So let's say you're like, oh, I could use a household hammer. So you could possibly use a household hammer, but I can't guarantee that you'll get a good impression when you're stamping into the metal. When you hit steel on steel, one of two things could happen. It could spark, which you don't want, okay? Or two, you're going to hit it to a point where your steel is going to crack your steel stamp and compromise that metal. All right. When you're using a brass head hammer, it absorbs the shock of your stamp hitting into the metal and leaves a really nice, even impression. One thing that could happen if you're using a steel hammer is you go to take your A out, you put your A down, you hit the top of your stamp, you pull it back and you're like, wow, I have a half of an A and a little bit more of an impression of an A up at the top. And that's because your steel hitting steel bounces and it leaves what I like to call a ghost impression on top of the letter that you've stamped. And with that brass head hammer, because it absorbs that shock of the hit, you're not going to get that. You're going to get a really nice and even impression in your metals. All right. Your next thing are your stamps. At Michael's, they have two different kinds of stamps. All right. So this is our basic. This is the basic Bridget. You notice that when you pull them out, they are not marked on the shank. The other sets that we have that are in the color boxes, these are mid-range sets. And if you pull your stamp out, you're going to notice that your letter is engraved on the shank. All right. So as long as that letter is facing you, you're stamping in the right direction. Okay. If you do have the basic sets at home and you want to mark them, I suggest when you open up your package, do not take any of your stamps out. You're going to slightly move that stamp up. Okay. Take a Sharpie and you're going to place a dot on each one. This is so you know that if you're going in and you want to use the word, let's say apple, as long as that dot is facing you, you're stamping in the right direction. The last thing you want to do with these sets is not mark them and then really play a guessing game as to if it's pointed in the right direction. So keep that in mind. Now, what we're using today is I have Bridget Basic and I have Uppercase Austin. All right, so Austin is a font that's exclusively made for Michael's. It comes in an upper, a lower, and a number set. All right, and the thing to know about our number set is the number 9 is the number 6. You're just going to flip it around. So it's from 0 to 8, again, utilizing your 6 as a 9. And I think we've covered, we didn't cover everything. We also have an enamel marker. Okay, now this enamel marker is what you use to fill in your impressions once you've stamped them. Then you take a household paper towel, you blot it, lightly wipe, and it makes your impressions pop off the page. All right. So we're going to get started then. We are going to start with, let's see. We're going to start with some Alchemy Blanks. All right. So the Alchemy Blanks from Michael's, they're 8 pieces. They're 3/4 in size. Okay. And they're 16 gauge. I'm just going to open that up and let's take one out. Let's put that right on my block. I always want to make sure that my hole is facing the top. And then I'm going to utilize my sticker guides. Now, let's see. There is a sticker guide book. Okay. That's available at Michael's. It has 70 stickers in it. They have stickers to personalize or write a quote across your blanks. You can go around the outskirts of your blanks, or there is a clear sticker guide to use with our mandala stamps. So let's take out our straightaways. Now, if you have the bracelet sticker guides, these are for long. Let's say you were doing this kind of bracelet and you wanted to put a quote. We have stickers that are 6 inches long, so you could definitely accommodate that bracelet. But for this project, we're going to utilize the small sticker guides. So what I'd like to do, I'm just going to bring you guys down a little bit, is I like to utilize my sticker as my stamp tape. All right. Sometimes when you're working with a big piece, there is a stamp tape that Michael sells that you could just really fix to the bottom of your blank to hold it securely to your block. Because my sticker is bigger than my blank here, it's gonna work as my stamp guide tape. So I like to line up my orange, because that is my center line, with the hole at top of my blank. And then I just bring it down to where I feel I want to start my font. There we go. And now I'm going to utilize, let's see what font. Let's go with, we're going to use, let's use Austin. Okay. So Austin is a 3mm font that we have exclusively for Michaels. It is a thicker font. Here it is right here. Okay. So you're going to need to let the enamel dry a little bit more than you normally would have. Now I'm going to use Uppercase. So with the Uppercase, I'm going to make sure, let's check something. All right. I really want to space them out. I want to space my word out a little bit. All right. So right here, I'm going to use, so I want to, you know what? Let's bring them together. Let's do close together and then we'll space them out. So I'm going to write on my sticker the word love. Okay. And you're going to, again, when you use your sticker, that orange line, that's your center line. You're going to want to make sure that you're lined up straight from that top hole all the way down. Okay. When you want your words closer together, you're going to use the space with a 3mm font. You're going to use the space in between your hash marks right here. Okay. Now with love, if I wanted to spread it out more, and I didn't want it so condensed, I could use only my black. See how that spreads it out? But right now for this one, we're going to do it close together. We're going to concentrate on our words being, our letters being closer together. All right, so I'm going to start. You want to make sure, like I said before, that the ImpressArt is facing you when you're stamping. A little tip and a trick here, guys, is you want to take your Sharpie and draw a line down the center of your stamp. Okay, and that just makes it easier for you to line up. So I'm going to place it down. Let's see. All right, that's a good angle. Place it down flat, and I'm lining up my stamp with the corresponding letter on my sticker guide. So flat and lightly drag it. Okay, and you could see that the sticker is nice and thick, so it creates a ledge. You're going to take it, bring it down, wait for it to hit the ledge, then put some pressure on that stamp. Take your hammer and give it one nice hit. All right, and you're going to see that your letter presses neatly into that metal. Now, the alchemy and the aluminum are soft metals, so you won't have to hit it as hard as you would have to hit maybe your brass and your copper. All right, so I'm going to continue with my word and my O, flat, bring that down, press firmly into the metal, take my hammer, give it a nice hit. When you are stamping, it's best to get used to having your hammer on your dominant side. You always want your hammer on your dominant side. So if I'm righty, I want my hammer on my right side. If I'm lefty, I want my hammer on my left side. And my font set and my letter is always in my non-dominant hands. And that's can get a little hairy at first because you're not really so used to using your non-dominant hand to line things up. So what we do is we tend to grab it, line it up with our dominant hands, and then switch. You don't want to do that, okay? Because when you switch hands, what happens? You wobble, or now you're not sitting on the sticker, or you're crooked. So definitely get into the hang of using your non-dominant hands, flat, drag it down, picking up your hammer, giving a nice hit. and then moving on. All right, so this is love, very close together. Okay. Now we're going to use the other sticker. Let's pull out another one. Another stamp. We're going to utilize the other side of the sticker. Let's see. Pull out another blank. And we're going to spread love out a little more. So for the first one, we use the spaces in between the hash marks. For this one, we use every black line, and that's going to really draw out that word. So it's really personal preference. Again, flat. I'm going to drag right to it. You see how my black center line lines up with the hash line, that black hash line on my sticker. Now, if you're having a problem and you're still not getting a full impression, okay, because maybe you're not hitting it hard enough, or maybe your hand's just not used to your muscle memory, isn't really in tune yet. So what you could do is something called the tilt and tap. So I'm going to bring this down. So let's pull this up a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit it dead on once. Now you're still putting pressure on that stamp. You're going to tilt the stamp towards you slightly, give it a hit, tilt it away from you, give it a hit, side, side. And this is going to make sure that your impression is full and fluid throughout. Okay, so sometimes when you're stamping, you only get a partial impression, which is top heavy, or you can get a partial impression, but that's bottom heavy. If you use the tilt and tap method, you should get an even fluid impression in your metal. And my E. And then I pull my sticker away, and you could see how playing with your hash lines and putting your fonts in there really changes the look of your disc and your stamped message on there. All right, so let's color that in.
Yes, and while you're coloring that in, I just want to remind everyone that you can ask questions via the chat at the bottom of your screen, and we would be more than happy to answer them. So any questions regarding spacing letters, aligning them, making a full impression, tools, collection ideas, anything. So feel free to chat them to us.
Okay. So we're going to come in. You're going to use a dry household paper towel. Okay, you don't have to put anything on it. And you're going to dab and lightly wipe. And what that's going to do is it's going to ensure that your enamel stays inside of your stamped impression. And there we go. There is love. All right. Now I know somebody just asked about the outskirts of the sticker, and we're going to do that next. Okay. So let's pull out another disc in the Alchemy, and we are going to utilize our small stamps sticker guide. All right, now what you want to do with this is you want to make sure that the orange center line is running through your top hole. Okay, just like that. You're going to bring it down, and then you are going to write the name that you want. So I want to do, let's see, I'm going to do coal. All right, so I've written coal on my sticker. Again, I'm utilizing the spaces in between. Now, what we did with the straight sticker guide is we brought the stamp down, okay? With this sticker guide, you're gonna bring the stamp up. And let's see if I could just tape that down really quick to show you guys. Oh, I have my stamp straight tape. I'm just gonna use another sticker guide for now, so we don't waste any time. I'm just gonna fix it onto my block. All right, so I am gonna take my C. So my C, instead of bringing it down like I did in the straight sticker, I'm gonna bring it up. So I'm gonna give you a side view of that. All right, again, I'm gonna make sure that the ImpressArt's facing me, bring it down, and I'm lightly dragging it up, okay? So you see that C on that sticker? I'm lightly dragging it up to meet that space in between both of those hash marks. And I'm gonna give it a nice tap. And then my O, again, flat, bring it up. When I feel that restriction of it hitting the sticker, I'm gonna stop, press down on my stamp, give it a hit. I'll put my letters back in the wrong places. There's my L. So again, making sure that the ImpressArt's facing you. I'm bringing that up. There is my L. And last but not least, we're gonna do my E. Lay that flat, lightly drag that up, matching my stamp with the corresponding letter on the sticker guide. Nice hit. All right. So here is one way that you can stamp on a curve using the sticker guides. And you're going to lightly, gently peel that off. And here you have coal on the outside. I'm just going to polish this up a little bit. I'm sorry about the lighting in the studio today. It's a little off, a little overcast outside. Right.
So Rita, Pam had a question regarding the enamel marker. How long does it last in the impressions?
Okay, so that's a fully loaded question. I wear my jewelry all day long. I have a tendency to shower with it. I haven't had a problem with water. I also haven't had a problem with chlorine taking the black out of it. Sometimes depending on if you're wearing an essential oil or some kind of antibacterial, sometimes we'll pull the enamel out. But for the most part, I've never had enamel fully come out of a pendant. You have to remember that this enamel was formulated to stay inside of your impression. It's formulated for metal. A lot of people ask, oh, why can't I use Sharpie? Sharpie does the same thing. No, Sharpie doesn't do the same thing. It will mark your metal, but as soon as perfume, antibacterial, any kind of alcohol-based product hits that Sharpie, it will take it right out of the metal. This enamel marker, I've tested a ton of different, different enamels to come up with the enamel that's in this marker. It actually stays in your impression, kind of sticks to your metal, coagulates in there, and does not come out very easily. So I'm going to blot it and lightly wipe. You are very welcome, Pam. And there is your coal. All right. Now we've worked on our aluminum or alchemy. All right. How you would incorporate it in, let's say, a bracelet that was already stamped is you're going to take two needle nose pliers and a jump ring. which are all available at your Michaels. Oop, not that jump ring. Here we go. Let's pull this out. And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that both of your pliers are at the top where the opening is of your jump ring. And you're not going to pull it apart. You're going to laterally twist it just like that. Okay. When you pull your jump rings apart, you compromise the metal in the center of it. So you never want to do that. You're going to put your blank right on. All right. And let's say we have Caroline on there. You're just going to spread your beads apart, place it right on that already done bracelet. Take your other needle nose plier, put them right at the top, and laterally twist them closed. And you will hear a click in your jump ring. And look how nice that is. It sits so nicely on your bracelets. Okay. Now, if you have beads and your cord, what you would do obviously is lay your beads out and then put your pendant as to where you want it on your bead board and just string it on. But this stamping is perfect to incorporate on anything from things that, you know, have not been finished yet or finished beaded bracelets. All right, to incorporate a message or a word or personalize a name. All right. Now we're gonna move on to our plated. Now with the plated, you're gonna have to stamp a little heavier in them. Let's open that.
So Rita, as you're opening that, Sharvie asked, when you use copper blanks, do you hit it harder? So can you talk about that while you stamp the plated blank?
Yes.
Because
So
while
let's
she
see.
hits it, she normally gets a light impression. So what do you do if you get a light impression?
Let's pull out, you know what? Let's pull out a copper blank. Right? So we could go through it together. I'm gonna pull out, let's see what I have that Michael's had. There we go. All right, so this is a 1-inch round. It's just going to, my blanks have been sitting out for a while, so just want to polish that up a little bit. All right, I'm going to go into my sticker book, pull out a straight, and let's just put that right there and we'll play a little bit. All right, so I am going to, let's see, I'm going to do luck. Lucky copper, right? All right, so I'm going to pull out my L. So brass is your hardest metal, guys, okay? Your brass and your copper. So what you want to do is, I remember I spoke about that tilt and tap technique. You definitely want to utilize it for your brass and copper. So I'm gonna pull this back a little bit so you get more of a understanding of how to hit it. So again, I'm going to place my blank down, line up my stamp, and I'm really going to put a lot of pressure on my stamp. Okay, a lot of pressure on my stamp. I'm going to hit it dead on, and without pulling it up, I'm going to tilt it towards me and hit it away from me, side and side. With that being said, it's going to leave a really nice deep impression. Okay, if you guys could see that. All right, so with your brass and copper, if you're only getting a slight impression, you need to hit a little harder and definitely use that tilt and tap technique. And now it will take a little bit of finesse. It's going to take a little bit of practice. But once you learn, you know, how heavy to hit your stamps, it'll be a game changer. Okay. just so happens to be, we have a little clover. So I'm going to utilize that on the bottom just to jazz it up a bit. I'm going to use my center. Again, down, line that up, hit it once, back, forward, side, side. Good measure, right in the middle. And there you go. You have really nice and deep and even impressions. So with the brass and the copper, guys, definitely use your tilt and tap. Now, depending on how well you have your hit nail down, okay, you might have to use your tilt and tap also for your plated. All right. Again, we're putting the enamel in there. We're dabbing. Let it dry. And lightly wiping. You're going to want it to dry a little bit more. You could always go back, fill that in some more. Let that dry. And there you go. So definitely use that tilt and tap method with your harder metals. There you go. So you have a nice and deep and even impression. Now, with your washers, okay, from Michaels, you're going to do that a little differently, okay? You always want to tape the top of it down with a piece of your stamp strip tape. And I know we're running out of time, so I don't want to be long-winded with it, but when you are stamping around this curve, there's a way to do it without your sticker guides, okay? So we're going to change the font up a little bit. I'm going to use the Bridget, okay? Keep in mind with the Bridget uppercase, guys, that is a wider font, okay? So when you're utilizing your stickers, even if you're doing a straightaway, you're not, you know, doing these with no stickers, you're going to want to leave a little room. So I do suggest using, if you have a name like Michael, where you have the wide H, the wide M, I would utilize the black hash marks on that. When you're working with something that you don't have a lot of your wider letters in it, so wider, I mean your V, because it kind of has a wide top, your W, your M, your N. All right, you want to stay nice and consistent. Let's say we're doing, we're using, let's do Luke. All right, you're going to pull your L out and you're going to follow the curvature of your blank. All right, so see that bottom piece? You're going to line that curve up with the line, with the curve of the bottom of your blank. So do you see that? See how my stamp is flush? A little tilt and tap, and there is my L. And then I'm going to come back with my U. Again, lining it up, making sure that the top, that the front part of my stamp is flush with the curvature of my blank, leaving a really nice impression. My K. And my E. And there is my stamped Luke around
Rita, we had
my
a
washer.
couple questions regarding plated blanks. Maureen wanted to know if they tarnish. And then Carmen asks that she feels that the plated slippery. So how do you stop the stamp from like moving around when you're stamping?
Unfortunately, the pleating, you just have to press down on your stamp. It is very organic. So you notice that like it kind of goes on an angle because of it's just organic. It's bubbly in nature. Okay. As opposed to that just being flat. To see how it's kind of it creates like a organic pebble. All right. That's what it's similar to. You're just going to really have to press down with your stamp to not get it to move. Now, plating, tarnishing. Okay, so keep in mind that this is plated. All right, so if you get, let's say, any kind of chemical on it, it might stain the plating. Now, I know people say, oh, it's 14 karat gold plated and it's tarnishing or turning my wrist a certain color. Yes. I have a 24 karat engagement ring and the gold leaves a black band around my finger. It really depends on everybody's chemical makeup. I have a Jen, I can make something for Jen and Jen won't turn it any kind of color. But if I make something for Joanne, automatically it starts to tarnish a little bit. It really depends on the chemical makeup, what you ate the night before. I know what's crazy is I eat Chinese food the night before and my brass automatically turns my wrist green. Usually I never turn green from brass. So it really depends on the chemical makeup of your body or your environment. You know, you shouldn't wear anything plated in chlorine, salt water, because salt water corrodes things, right? So I would just, it's not water safe, your jewelry. You should take it off before swimming, especially the plating, or especially around a chemical that you don't know how it would react to it. Lightly wiping. And there is Luke in the plating, in the plated. All right. Any other questions?
I do have a couple random questions.
Okay, I like randoms.
Okay. Carol asked, when using the hole punch, it seems to leave an impression. What should she do to clean it? So I'm assuming it kind of leaves like a marring mark on it.
If it's leaving a marring mark on it, you want to take your sanding block and lightly sand that puckering. And are you getting puckering in the back or is she getting puckering in the front?
Hopefully she taps us. Yes.
If you get puckering in the back, okay, in the back, you could always take your multifunction hammer with your chasing head and give it a couple of nice taps to flatten that metal back out. You could also use your nylon head that comes in the multifunction kit and hit that back out. If that's not working and it's still too sharp, I would definitely use the coarse side of your sanding block. And then once you have it knocked down a little bit, I would take my buffing block and just buff it out a little bit.
But not on plated metals.
But not on plated metals. You shouldn't be using a hole punch on plated metals. Once you break through and pierce your plated metals with holes, your plating will come off. Because remember, your plating is plated around copper flashing. Once that seal is broken, it opens it up to chips and peeling.
All right. The next question we have was from Nancy, and Nancy wanted to know if you could stamp on both sides of a blank.
Yes, you can.
And then Sandy was asking, what would you suggest people use to practice on if they don't want to waste money on blanks or waste blanks in general?
I am a firm believer in bracelet blanks. I would take my bracelet blank and practice on these. You could peel the plating, the plastic off the front and the back, and just start from your alphabet A through Z, over and over again until you get the hang of how hard to hit your stamps, how to tap your stamps, how to tilt your stamps, how to learn your font. Okay, so this is the best way, would be grabbing a pack of bracelet blanks and just going over and over and over again. You could stamp on both sides of these and just keep on using your stamps.
And then the last question we have is from Maureen again regarding plated blanks. Can you do anything to shine it up when it dulls?
So with plating, I wouldn't take any abrasive to it. You could take a polished cloth, a jewelry polished cloth, as long as it has no chemicals on it, you're good to go. Usually the plating, if you're not wearing it in the water, you're not wearing it in chlorine, it maintains the shine, you know, like this one. All right. Once you compromise that metal by wearing it in chlorine or salt water and it dulls, the more you polish it, you're going to take that plating off and you're going to see the copper flashing underneath. So you don't want to do that.
And that's all the questions that we have. If you guys think of anything after we sign off, feel free to chat them to us. But before we sign off, I just want to ask Rita a personal question. If you have any more advice on creating a collection or anything that you could help people shop while they're shopping at Michael's, what should they be looking for? I guess a trend for the fall or winter coming up.
Don't rush while picking your beads. Take your metals. You want to pick your metals first. You want to pick, especially for the winter holiday. You want to, the winter holiday. Why do I think is winter is a holiday all the time? It's because it's a lot of holidays during the winter. But every day's a party for me. That's how I like to live my life. So every day's a holiday. So you want to, first and foremost, it could be the aisles of Michael, especially the jewelry aisle, could be very overwhelming. So you want to start with just picking out your, first, before you even get in there, you want to have a little bit of an idea of what you want to accessorize this season, whether it's, if you're wearing a lot of long sweaters, it's, you know, you want a really chunky necklace or something plain and simple. You want to think of that before going into a Michael's, because like I said, I'm on sensory overload when I go in there. So I could just imagine someone who's not really, you know, who doesn't do this often, and this might be your first time going in. You want to just have maybe sketch out an idea about what you want in your head, or start pinning things on a Pinterest board from other pieces that you've seen that you liked. You're going to pick out your metals first. Okay. And then you're going to go to the bead aisle, which is probably, in mine, it's right next to, across from, and the backing of the next aisle. And you just want to hold your metals up to the different strands of beads. And don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone, okay? If you're going with silvers, with a silver, you want to go with more of your blacks and your grays and maybe a nice mother of pearl or an aurora borealis. If you're going and you're mixing your metals, your brass, your copper, and your silver, you want to stick to your brown tones. You want to incorporate some grays in there. Big Pantone color for the year is gray. So, you know, no more grays on the walls. Now your home decor should be white. And now we're doing jewelry gray. So definitely check out the whole assortment of snowflake obsidian, white obsidian, black obsidian. I'm trying to think what else, labradorite, any kind of semi-precious stone that is hanging there. And just literally take your time and walk through the bead displays, holding your metals up to see what catches your eye. You'll be surprised that, you know, I am more of a brown, green person. And I literally came back from Michael's today with a bag full of purple and gray. So definitely hold your metals up, take a look at them, get out of your comfort zone, You know, you could even take your cell phone, take a picture of it, walk around a little bit, get some inspiration from the other aisles, go smell some candles, and then go back. But definitely hold your metals up to your beads, and see how you like that combination. You'll be surprised. Especially there's a big selection of wood right now. You'll be surprised how beautiful the plated copper and the plated brass, the gold, and just regular premium blanks go so well with wood beads. So have fun doing it too. That's my suggestion. Jen, you still there?
Sorry, I was muted. I was just reading a comment from someone. No, but everyone says thank you for the class. They learned a lot and they were definitely looking forward to it. So I think whoever asked about the hole punch question, please DM us on social media with a photo of what you're talking about, and we can further address it offline, just so we can get you stamping with a good piece. Yeah, so Maria says, love your shelves and your organization. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe that might be a Michael's class, how to organize your hand stamping supplies.
Maybe, you never know.
After a while, so that's a good one. And I see some people shaking their heads, so that might be a good class to do. But if no one has any questions, this is our favorite part of the class. So if you aren't shy, there's a couple people who are on camera, our normal
I see
crew.
Lisa and
Wanna
Maureen.
turn on
Hi,
your camera and
ladies.
say hi to us, and if you were stamping,
Brenda!
show us.
Brenda, I'm going to email you back because I just got your email from customer service. So I'll get back to you today. Oh, let me see everyone. Well, welcome. I see a picture of Franny. Franny and her fancy top. I love it. So thank you guys for joining. I mean, me and Jen and Joanne, you know, and we look forward to doing a lot more with the reset. And, you know, you'll see a lot of different things this year than we did last year. We're going to be incorporating more of different mediums, whether it be resin or Sculpey or something along the lines to go with your hand stamping, not just beginner classes. So thank you guys for joining. We appreciate it. And for those of you who were with us twice today, thank you so much. And we will see you guys next time.
Yes, and don't forget to shop your Michaels, because Michaels had a reset and we have new products in their aisles. So we have a crystal setter, the dapping block came in. We have a couple of SIY projects that are hanging up on the POG.
Yes,
and
you never know.
Yeah, and a new font. I think they took Heartbreaker. So definitely check out your
Heartbreaker.
Michaels. And don't forget to join our Facebook group. Everyone can congratulate Brenda. Brenda won our summer jewelry challenge. So definitely join our Facebook group. We have a lot of challenges and some contests, and we give away either product or a gift card to keep you guys stamping. So,
all right, guys, have a amazing evening,
and
we will see you next time.
Bye.